$2 bills, are they rare? Are they valuable? The short answer is yes. They can be incredibly rare and valuable. In fact, did you know the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, or the BEP, still produces $2 bills to this day? If you don't believe me, look at the annual production reports directly from the BEP.gov website. You can see in the fiscal year of 2022, they produced over 108 million $2 bills. Now sure, comparatively to the other denominations, this is a small number, which is why they are considered rare and valuable. Also in 2020 and 2021, that data is not available, meaning they did not print any in those years. Now let's look at this $2 bill that sold on eBay for $1,200. Now the first thing you need to understand is that the series date on the bill is not always the date that it's produced. For example, the most modern series $2 bill is the series of 2017, but as I just showed you, you saw they were producing bills in 2022. So just because your bill says 1976 on it doesn't always mean that's the year it was actually produced. It could have been produced in 77, 78, 79, etc. So why did this bill sell for $1,200? Well, we think that there's a scammer online trying to rip people off. This does happen more often than we'd like to admit. You can see the condition of this bill is not that good. The condition really does matter on these $2 bills. If you find one, you do not want to fold it, damage it, you don't want to get it stained. This all seems very obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people mishandle their paper money. There is nothing on this bill that screams to us as to say why it would sell for $1,200. Hopefully, whoever bought this did not get scammed or ripped off, because this one sold on eBay for $1,200. This bill, on the other hand, is worth how much it sold for, which is $1,610. Now, the first thing you'll notice on this bill is that specimen stamp on the front and back of the bill. To keep a very long story short, the United States BEP started producing these specimen notes to give out to banks around the world who were accepting U.S. federal paper money. Why, you may be asking? Well, there are a lot of bad people out there that are trying to launder money through different countries that are counterfeit bills. A bank teller in a different country may not know what a genuine United States note looks like, so they use these as pretty much samples for bank tellers. Now, how did this get out of a bank? Well, people have friends, and some people have friends that are banknote collectors. What happened here likely is a bank employee was a friend with a collector, and what they did was they swapped this note out for a normal $2 bill and sold it to the collector for who knows how much. All you gotta know is that on a specimen note, this is the big one, the serial number must be unique and fancy. So in this example, you can see the serial number is an ascending ladder going from 2 all the way to 9 consecutively. That assures us that the specimen is indeed a specimen note. Now I bring that up because what is stopping someone from going out there, getting a specimen stamp and stamping a bunch of $2 bills and selling them for thousands? The reality is you would not want to be doing that, because that is fraud, and you do not want to be defacing any US federal currency. Obviously, this is not any financial advice whatsoever, but we advise against doing anything that could jeopardize your well-being, because this example is a genuine specimen note that sold online for $1,610, $1,575 for this $2 bill graded by a company called Over the Counter. Now, we highly advise against using this grading company because the only ones that we would recommend is either Paper Money Guarantee, PMG, or PCGS. This company has no authority. They're calling this a genuine error. You can see there's a little bit of post-factory stamp going on right there on the left-hand side of Jefferson. This is not an error. This is only worth $2 in our opinion. This is someone trying to make money off of people that have no idea what's going on. Please do not buy anything like this. Be very cautious. Stay far, far away from anything like this, because this one sold for $1,575 when in reality, it's not worth anywhere near that amount because it's just post-factory ink. $2,400 for this solid number 7 serial number $2 bill. Now, the condition of this bill is completely obliterated. This tells us that this bill was out there in pocket change for a very long time before someone noticed the solid number 7 serial number and said, hey, this is rare, I'm going to keep it and sell it one day, and then they sold it for a ton of money. Now, keep in mind again, if the condition is really good, there's no folds, it's going to sell for an astronomical amount more money than this one that sold for $2,400, $19,200 for this bill. Now, if you're looking at the back, you can see that the backplate number is located at this bottom right hand side. The backplate number is essentially the location of that specific bill on a printing plate. That is mainly for internal bookkeeping purposes, and it's important to know that the back of the bill is actually the first print when it comes to paper money. The second print is the front here, and the third and final print is what you see that's doubled. All that overprint that has doubling is what the third and final print is. Now, if you have one of these bills, we highly recommend that you get it graded and authenticated by a company like PMG or PCGS, because this is a very highly altered bill. We see people people online trying to sell bills like this raw, not graded, that are altered. So what they'll do is they'll put this in their printer and they'll duplicate that overprint to make it seem like an error, when in reality they're just putting it through their printer. Again, we don't recommend doing that, and a company like PCGS or PMG will very quickly be able to identify that that bill is indeed an altered bill. Be very careful when buying or selling online, because this bill sold for $19,200. $9,600 for this 1976 that has a solid number 1 serial number. So remember, the bill before was a solid number 7. This one is in much better condition. It is at a 64 EPQ. That means there's not a single fold. Now 70 is the highest grade. Now how to get there would be the centering of the bill. You can see the margins around the bill, which is that white border on the front and the back. The more centered you are, the higher the grade is going to be on a bill like this. If you have one, don't fold it. Keep it very safe, because $9,600 for this $2 bill. We'll be very quick here, but this is a genuine United States bill that sold for $79,312.50. This is an 1869 large size United States genuine piece of paper money. This is what collectors call a rainbow note because of all the red, green, and blue security features on this bill that make it very unique and desirable. This one also got the 68 EPQ grade, which for an old bill like this is pretty much unheard of. If you have a rainbow note, you're going to want to get it looked at, because $79,312.50 for this one, $1,116.25 for this $2 bill with a serial number 3. Now look, when it comes to the serial number of your bill, the lower the serial number, generally speaking, the better the condition, the more money it's going to be worth. Now, if you're not sure how much your coin or paper money is worth, you have a few options. You can click the link down below to learn more about our community, where you can send us pictures and we will help appraise your bill or coin. Or if you don't want to do that, which is completely fine, this is what we recommend, so pay close attention. You're going to want to find 3 local coin shops around you. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your bill or coin to them and say, hey, I'm trying to get the opinion and see how much this is worth. This is the important part. If all 3 coin shops tell you the same thing, then they're probably telling you the truth. The reality is, most coins and paper monies out there are not rare and valuable. But if you do find a rare one, you want to make sure you don't get ripped off. Now, if one of the shops says that your $2 bill is worth $10 and the other 2 say they're worth $100 or $200, then there's a few things. The person that offered you $10 is either A, a scammer trying to rip you off, or B, maybe they have a new employee and they don't really know much what's going on and they offered you the wrong amount of money. The biggest thing there is making sure to be respectful, understand that you likely don't have anything rare, but there is a chance that you have something really rare and valuable, because this one sold for $1,116, $35,250 for this $2 bill. Now, serial number 1 bills are probably one of the most desirable bills out there. On top of that, this is a star note, but more on that in a different video. All you got to know here is that if you have a serial number 1 bill that's also a star note and it's in good condition, you have an extremely rare and valuable bill. This one sold for $35,250.